Welcome back viewers. This is Politics Today here on Science TV. Hapa tunachapa siasa. Our sign language interpreter in this section is Tobias Omondi and my name is Jonah Simba. We have a guest, a youth. By the way, you're Brian.
Yes.
Tell us your name. Brian who?
I am Brian Madengi.
From which group?
He's the General Secretary of the Young Communities League.
Come on,
The
I'm with the
youth
whole SG.
Yes.
Shikilia tano.
Youth League of the Communist Party of Kenya.
Yes.
And I'm also from the Githurai Social Justice Center, which is one of the units of the social justice centers around the country.
Now, Brian Madenge, kindly tell me, what's your opinion about this bipartisan talk, man? Yes, come on, tell me.
The bipartisan, we have witnessed the bipartisan talks, but
we have witnessed the build-up.
Yeah, the build-up.
Yes.
To some extent, we also, we got disconnected from what is happening in the bipartisan talks.
Yes.
But the thing is, why are they bipartisan? And if they are bipartisan, then it should be a reconciliation between the people and the government.
You know, I am keen on this.
Because there have been a disconnect between the people and the government. It's not the political parties that happen to be the mainstream political parties.
Yes.
Who now seem to now be agreeing on their interests. And not the interests of the majority. I was intrigued by the first Azimio's demand to lower the cost of living.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a primary issue. And I think that's the primary need of the people.
Yes.
So the bipartisan talks should really focus on delivering justice to the people. With this, justice means this justice means dignity for the people.
Dignity for the people.
Yeah, it means dignified housing, means healthcare.
Right.
It means reparations for it means an immediate end and reparations for those and compensation for those people who died and who were injured in the post-election violence.
Right.
Yeah.
You know why I'm keen on this and why I'm very interested. I've interacted with your social justice group. You are many youths.
Yeah.
There was a time, what was disturbing you? There was a time during the past government when you had a demonstration. I was shocked at your numbers.
Yeah.
So many of you, of course, got arrested.
Yeah.
Freedom of demonstration. Is it being curtailed? What was your experience?
I mean, I'm surprised that you are shocked by our numbers, because these social justice centers, as I mentioned before, they are established within the community.
Right.
So these are members of the community that form a social justice center. They are not people who come from the universities or come from elite.
Are you serious?
Yeah, to come and
how comes they're very well spoken and very clear? Yeah.
Because they are clear with what they want to address. They are clear with the issues they want to address. They are clear with the issues they want to put forth.
Do they have an understanding of what needs to be done?
What needs to be done is a process.
Yes.
It is a process from what you have analyzed, what you have gone through, what you have analyzed, and then you get to what is to be done.
You know what really pleasantly surprises me is that these are youths who are genuinely interested in the growth of this country, and they're not joking about it. And there are many.
Yeah.
And the way I hear you is the way I hear many of them. Not talking about Maureen and Mino and the rest of the group. These are people who know what they want. They seem to really understand what they want. And that is why I want you to bring it out clearly here on Chapa Siasa, so that whoever can hear this can hear this. Are you interested in the bipartisan talks? as a youth of this country?
Well,
Take it up.
the bipartisan talks, Simba,
Right.
look, they have an impression to make people think that there's something that is going on. But it did not have to take a bipartisan talk or a bipartisan process for Ruto to meet Raila. They are people of the same club. They are people of the same status, of the same class status. So the bipartisan talks, I think, one is a plan to put the people thinking that there is something that is going on from there.
So you're saying Kizungu Mingi?
Yeah, it's just Kizungu Mingi that ni Kizungu Mingi too.
That's what the deputy president Rigathi Gachagua says. That does
No,
mean you're
no.
in agreement
They
with
need to be different. They need to
Oh,
be very
so you're not
distinguished.
agreeing with the
They need to
deputy?
be very distinguished.
Okay. So
For-
you're not agreeing with the DP.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the DP,
that should be clear.
Yeah, the DP is also not on our side. He's on, he's. I think
In
on
our
his
other-
perspective, on his on his perspective, he thinks
Yes.
that once these bipartisan talks get to a conclusion,
Yes.
then there will be a power sharing deal, which he will be isolated. Because
Yes.
in this, so he can be isolated anytime.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Yes.
once the bipartisan talks yield, the fruits that they are
They are talking.
yeah,
about. Yes.
they are objected to meet. That is one. But the thing is, he's not on the side of the people, because on the side of the people, I think the agenda that the people should propagate at this particular point.
Yeah.
One, we have seen demonstrations in Eldoret,
Nyeri.
Nyeri,
Right.
yeah, on various issues.
Don't even mention Madare.
Don't even mention Madare.
All right.
Yeah, you see. So it means that there's an environment that allows for people to project their voice, for people to agitate, for people to organize, and they're even getting to these to this resolution that things are not right.
Right.
Yeah, we're buying unga at these prices. These talks are being they are getting very they're getting very popular in our streets, in our estates, and in our neighborhoods.
Okay.
So
It's not a waste of time.
it's not a waste of time. I
and
don't
it's
think
not
it's a waste of
Kizungu
time.
Mingi.
And I think this
Right.
conversation that was introduced about the high cost of living,
Right.
it was a projection, not from above but from below.
Oh.
Yeah, it is the people who are who are agitating against this cost of living. Because look at Mandamano, the Mandamano period that we went through.
Yes.
Yeah, the conversation about the servers and electoral injustices were just being from there. They are very important conversations that we should have, but they were conversations that are being propagated from the upper end. But from the lower end, there were conversations about the high cost of living, about the cost of hunger, the cost of survival, the cost of housing. Yeah.
They are planning themselves to talk.
Yeah, now
Does
they
that
are
sound
planning to-
ridiculous?
It's of course we know what the end goals will meet.
Right.
Yeah, and maybe if not Harambee House, now we'll see another handshake somewhere else.
Right.
And everyone anticipated for this one.
No, there is a phobia for handshake. Don't even try mentioning it. You'll be heard by our deputy president. He has said very clearly, mambo ya handshake, sahau. The KK team has become very clear. You mention the word handshake, everyone gets paranoid, Brian. So you are talking of, you're seeing a handshake coming?
Of course, now it's a handshake, because once they start telling us about bipartisan means two parties. So your party and my party come and agree on some minimums. So those minimums are what are going to form this handshake. It might not be a handshake as such. It might be
Agreement?
It might be an agreement.
Yeah.
It might be a pact.
And do you know what
Maybe
that
a power
agreement,
sharing pact.
some of the things they are talking about? Yeah, the formation of the office of the Prime Cabinet
Prime Cabinet Secretary, the opposition leader.
Yes. What else?
It's very interesting.
Audit
Yeah.
of the 2022 elections.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
bring it again. The release of the people who were arrested during demonstrations.
So
yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah, at least there's cost of living on the Azimio side.
yeah,
They
but
pushed for it.
yeah, but what if they are given the four minimums and they are told, now but this cost of living we need to be very clear.
It's a
with
bit
it.
abstract.
We need to be
It's
clear
very
with it.
abstract. It's not clear.
Yeah, it's just something that is
There.
that is crafted to woo the masses. Tell them that we are on your side.
But but an audit,
Yeah.
audit of elections, that's very clear. That's very specific.
And we are still going to use the
For-
same resources to audit elections.
Yes, formation of a prime cabinet secretary. That is very clear. Formation of the office of the opposition leader.
Very clear.
Very clear. Reduce cost of living. It's abstract. How do you,
What is this cost of living?
by the way,
What is this and this and this? So
how do you deal with the cost of
and
living?
what is the cost of living? Yeah, they come up with the mechanisms that we deal with the cost of living, but they are very
Young
deliberate
guys, you know,
of
you
what
young
they
guys,
want.
People think you don't think, but I am surprised you think.
I'm surprised. Maybe you're one of those guys.
So
You're surprised, then you are one
Yes.
of those guys.
yes, the cost of living. Let's dwell on that. That is what interests you more. How would it be done so that it pleases you better? What should somebody do in these talks to make you feel they have addressed it?
The cost of living.
Yes.
I mean, the cost of living cannot, at any moment,
yes.
be regarded as, lowering some cost by 5 shillings. It means sustainability.
Sustainability.
It means that I can be
Dignity.
able, that's dignity, because I can be able to afford this and that. I can be able to afford
Yes.
wheat flour. I can be able to afford maize flour. I can be able to afford some
Sugar.
skuma wiki. That sugar that
Yes.
that is being farmed in my rural place.
Sugar.
I can afford it. If
Right.
tea is being is being produced at my rural place, then I should afford it. If coffee, that's dignity. That
Yeah.
housing, it doesn't have to I don't have to be evicted from my place. We don't have to
Yeah.
get things like
Secure house.
yeah, that is that is the cost of
secure
living.
land tenure.
Yeah, that is the cost of living. I don't have to save my all my life to access land. It's my ancestral land. That's the cost of living.
Not just living from hand to mouth.
Yes, the government at this moment, if it is pro people, and they are saying that we are a hustlers government, let them provide housing for the people.
So
And
that-
housing is
yeah.
affordable housing. It's not you don't build me a house and tell me that this one I'll pay for the rest of my life. No,
I like that.
doesn't make sense. Provide housing for the people. Good, quality healthcare for the people. The quality food for the people. Provide employment for the young people.
when your sisters and let me just stop at sisters are pregnant and ready to deliver, they have a place to give birth from
Exactly. That's dignity.
and give birth without coughing 70,000-80,000.
Mm-hmm.
Affordable health care.
Yeah. Affordable and quality healthcare.
It's interesting. I like that understanding of the cost of living. So at the moment, where are you at in terms of that cost of living?
At the moment, we have tried to explore some. Tactics, some organizational tactics.
Right,
We have tried to approach the government
right.
and tell them that this is our plan. If you want to reduce the cost of living, this is what you should do. We have taken petitions.
And what are some of the things? Is there anything you can think about? Zero rating or subsidizing or
Yeah, I mean subsidies, getting subsidies for the farmers. That should be prioritized.
no subsidies for the farmers? That has already been done by the KK government. They say they subsidize at production, not at consumption.
Yeah, they're saying it. At the media level.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get to the grassroots. What's happening in the grassroots? If they are doing so, why don't we have the adequate food production?
Yeah.
Why are people dying of hunger?
I bought fertilizer expensively. I didn't access the 2,500 one.
Yeah, you are a victim of exploitation from this government.
Well, the thing was, it was not there.
It was not
said
there.
people had already finished it or something like that.
So yeah, you see, there are things that should not happen. And one thing about Kenyans is that Kenyans have really normalized, such that I go, I don't get this fertilizer, and yeah, I can
You
buy.
just
a
go to the
fertilizer.
shop and buy
It's okay.
the expensive one.
Yeah, but there are these fertilizers that are telling us that the fertilizers are available. So there are these, there are these specific elements that we need to address.
But
It
then-
means that the government is not competent.
But then the youth in the city, you are from Githurai, and many of your people are from Mathare and Dandora and Kayole. And the question is, do you need fertilizer? Or am I underrating this?
I think the question about fertilizer is a national question because it's a question about food,
Security, yes.
food security,
Right.
and food affects all aspects of humanity and
Right.
existence.
Uh-huh.
So that person in Dandora, once there is no that there is once that chain, that economic chain fails at a particular point, they are going to affect that person.
Right.
So in one point, one industry will just employ some very few people, exploit them very highly,
Mm-hmm.
just some few people. So that person in Dandora will be locked out from employment,
Right.
from a food processing company.
Okay.
So
So it's like a system.
yeah, they fall
change.
into crime and start getting into these social ills that the government is spending a lot of money addressing,
Right.
instead of addressing the question of employment, because there is the food sector,
Mm-hmm.
the dependency that we create in the rural areas
Mm-hmm.
is one of the is one of the industries, is one of the markets that can really create employment for the young people now.
Okay. Shout out to the governor Sakaja. Free food for children now. Good one, right?
Good one.
Yeah. We hope it stays.
Hope
Hiyo
it stays.
ishakuwa. Hiyo
Those
ishapita.
days. Anasema Nairobi lazima iwake.
No, ishawak.
Acha tuone kama itawaka.
Ishawak. Yeah, ishawak. It's we are just winding up.
Yeah.
You have some final words before we call this up, but I'm very glad that I'm bringing young people to talk. I'm telling you, this is Chapa Siasa. I could be having a very huge politician here. But I'm bringing you guys so that we hear from the horse's mouth. Are you horses? Okay, whatever. You are the horses, the real people. And that's why it means so much to us here at Chapa Siasa. Final words.
Yeah, I think final words for me is to tell my fellow youth that time is now. We don't have a lot of time. And as my mentor says, that every generation has its mission. And every generation has a mission to fulfill or betray. Fulfill or betray. So I think for ours it's very defined that we have to, we have to achieve it.
Thank you.
It's time.
Thank you. Viewers, that is Brian Madenge, Secretary General, what?
Young Communist League.
Young Communist League. And my name is Jonah Simba. Hapa tunachapa siasa. See you next week on Politics Today on Science TV. Bye-bye.